Hello, everybody. How's it going? Welcome to another live stream before Cisco Live. I want to let everybody get joined in here for a minute, but thank you for coming in. Thank you for dropping by our live stream. Looks like we got a few people that are joining right now. Got a few of our looks like our guests. I apparently sent them the wrong URL for this live stream, so I'm get them a fresh URL here and get our guests in this. Getting their guests in. But thank you guys for joining. We got 6 people on right now. Thank you guys all for being here. Just curious, for anybody who's just getting into the live stream, anyone not been to Cisco Live before? If you haven't been to Cisco Live, post in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. It's exciting. You know, this is the first time that we've ever done a virtual event. And I'm pretty excited about it. So I'm talking to a couple of our guests right now, and I don't know why they are not showing up in our studio, but that's okay. We'll get there. Thank you guys for coming in. We'll give it just a minute here and get everyone settled. Where is this URL? Let's see if this works. There we go. Got some folks joining right now. Jim.
Hey.
How are you, sir?
Good. How are you?
I am groovy. We're waiting for Rafa to jump in. I apologize. I think I sent you the wrong URL there, so my bad.
Yeah, no worries. No, I got to figure it out.
All good. All right. Hey, Kristen. Thank you for joining us our live stream. Appreciate it. Kristen's on with us. We got about 12 viewers so far, which is awesome. I was just asking everybody. Oh, it looks like Raf is coming in right now. Hey, Raf.
Hey, Raf.
How you doing, man?
Hey, guys. How are you? Doing well.
Doing good. I'm going to change this because you can't see my face here. That's okay. It's a little bit of branding that looks pretty cool, but I think I'll have to change things around a bit. So I'll turn that off here in just a minute.
Wow, that's nice.
Yeah, do something just a little bit different. We'll turn, let me see if I can turn that off for you guys. That's all right. Thank you guys for joining. I appreciate it. Wanted to just add a little flavor to what we're doing here.
I like it.
Turn that back off, though, so you guys can see my face. Welcome. We are back. Cisco Live is back. I know it's been a couple weeks. Everyone who's joined on the live stream, thank you guys so much for participating. I was just going to ask, if I haven't asked already, if you're watching this live stream with us, obviously you're watching this live stream with us, but if you're watching this live with us and not watching it later on, if you haven't been to Cisco Live before, or if you have, I would love for you to post in the comments. If you haven't attended Cisco Live, tell us if you're a first timer. And if you have been, I'd love to just get a little shout out to you. So post in there. Looks like we've got Mike Lucia. Mike, thank you for joining our stream, man. It's good. I love the Bitmoji, by the way, too, Mike. That's awesome. It is good to see you, dude. Right on. Well, thank you, guys. So listen, we are here back again for Cisco Live, and I know that there was some really good reasons for Cisco having this virtual event and being able to postpone it, to make sure that we were giving everybody time to adjust to the cultural changes that are happening in the United States right now and more changes that are coming. And I'm just really excited that we're going to give everyone a chance to participate in Cisco Live this week and a lot of the virtual sessions, which will be awesome. Hey, Matt, thanks for joining, man. Wow, we got a lot of folks on the live stream today. We got Matt Akuma just joined us too. Hey, man, how's it going? So I guess what we should start off with is quick intros for Jim and for Raf. Who wants to go first?
I'll go. I'm Jim Marsh. I'm the SE manager for the teams here in Denver and Salt Lake.
Fantastic. Thanks, Jim. Appreciate you being on the show.
And I'm Rafael. I'm a system architect based here in the Northwest, sitting here in Seattle, Washington. So I cover basically the state of Washington.
Right on. Well, thanks for being here, man. I appreciate it. What do we got here? What does Kristen say? If we had 5 opportunities to participate in live? Oh, you've had 5 opportunities. That's pretty cool. Let's see. Kristen's been to Orlando, Vegas, San Diego. And Milan. You went to Milan, Kristen? That is awesome. I mean,
he's officially a net vet.
Wow. Yeah. That is a nice little exclusive group. That's pretty rad.
Yeah.
Well, listen, guys, while we get dived into the content here for the week, I think what will be good, and I think we wanted to do this the last time we all met together for the stream, but I think it'd be really good, Jim, if we talked a bit about sort of a high-level overview of what the week looks like, how it's structured differently this year than we've seen in past years, obviously, because it's virtual. I think I've got some of your slides from last time, but do you want to just talk a bit about how this week is different than what people have expected in the past?
Absolutely. Yeah. Thanks, Jeff. Because it's a lot different this year. I mean, being 100% virtual, it's a lot different than actually being in San Diego or Vegas or Milan or wherever it may be. and it's easier in some ways, in that it's all virtual. We can all join now. It's free, so let's. I think we have 4 times the amount of customers who are joining us this time.
What was the last count I saw? It was something like 112,000.
112,000, yeah, which is probably a little higher than that now, but the biggest customer event we've ever hosted by far. So surreal. Pretty exciting. Yeah. But so we have to do things a little differently, right? We can't just all meet up in a convention center and say hi and high five and and do the week. But what we can do is host 4 channels that are all simultaneously broadcast, and that way we can all pick and choose what content we think is most relevant for us.
So Jim, just to pause there for a sec, is that sort of from what you've seen in the past, because you've been really involved in Cisco Live out here in the West for years now, would you say that the channel layout is sort of a different way of segmenting off the content or making it easier to consume than what we dealt with in the past? Or is it something very new, or is it how does it relate to how we've broken up courses and sessions in the past?
Yeah, it's there are some similarities for sure, right? Because with one of the 4 channels, for instance, is the IT leadership channel, and we've always had an IT leadership track, an IT management track at Cisco Live, the in-person event. So there's a lot of similarities there. It's similar kind of content, right? Like leading and developing your team and reskilling talent, Cisco IT, presentations. So there are some overlaps there for sure. But we really had to narrow the content down to what's really critical, what's really hyper relevant for our customers and teams. So in the IT Heroes channel, for instance, that's your typical technical deep dive sessions. There's really only about 10 or 12 of those this year over the course of 2 days. So that's a lot different than the hundreds of technical courses that we offer in person. But the cool thing is, Jeff, we get to deliver a lot of those regular sessions on demand after the fact. So look out for a lot more sessions coming your way.
That makes a ton of sense here. Actually, I had this up. I was going to share for everybody so you can see that. So there's a quick overview for everyone watching on the live stream or after the live stream of what the different channels are that Jim was just describing. So you've got the 4 different sections. And, I got to say, I love, and Rafa, I'd love to hear you on this too, but I really love the fact that we have the IT leadership channel built in this way, because I know that in the past, there's always been the IT leadership track. You mentioned that a second ago, and I've never been to it because it wasn't relevant for me at any previous role. But I think it's great this year because not only is it free for everyone, but even people who may be aspiring leaders who are in a leadership role and haven't been able to attend that particular track. Could you talk a little bit about how the IT leadership track has been formed sort of in the past and what the people are able to kind of expect for it this year?
Yeah, you're right. It's been an exclusive track, right? It's actually cost more in the past to go to the IT leadership track than it was just to the normal Cisco Live. And this year it's free, just like everything else. So you're right, more accessible. Anybody who's interested in leadership is welcome to join and listen to those Cisco on Cisco, presentations or some of those other leadership and development related topics.
That's awesome. Yeah, I really love that idea. And in the past, I know, Rafael, specifically, you've done a lot of sessions. You've taught sessions. You've been at Cisco Live many times. How have you where's your kind of most excited area to focus in these channels this year?
So I would say, obviously, from the we have the IT leadership, channel, and we have the possibilities channel, right? But from a technical point of view, I will put all my effort on innovation and IT heroes. We have on our last stream we talk about those sessions. So we're gonna have very interesting sessions on both channels. So I will encourage our attendees to look for those and attend the one that you really like. Again, as Jim mentioned, they're gonna be running simultaneously. So you pick and choose what's gonna be best for you. But as I told you before, the Secure X session is gonna be amazing. Securing your SD-WAN, right? Your branches. That's going to be also a very good session. The ACI session is going to be great as well. The session of Wi-Fi 6 and 5G, that's going to be interesting. So obviously, we have a lot of sessions that are going to be happening at the same time simultaneously. So you just need to pick and choose which one you're going to be, going for. I mean, for me, it was a tough decision. I want to be in all of them, but they're that's you cannot be in all of them at the same time. So I'm just gonna watch the recording and after the fact that they do it, and then pick up all the things that I learned from there.
Yeah, it's interesting. When I was going through, weeks ago when we were all talking about different live streams and things we could do to kind of just get people excited and engaged in the content, trying to look through these tracks and figure out which sessions do we do. I was going through it, and after like a day or two of looking, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to let somebody else make this decision for me because I'm way too overwhelmed with all the cool sessions out there, which is kind of how we ended up with what we did. I know it's super exciting. Bill, Jim, apparently Bill said you need a Run DNS shirt too.
Yes,
I
know. I feel left out.
That's too funny. Well, let's see. So throughout the week, we've got the format this week, and you guys definitely chime in here. So remind me, the format this week for the audience is tomorrow and Wednesday are the main virtual event, right?
That's right.
And then we have a set number of courses or sessions that are being taught over the next couple of days. And then, Jim, I think you've said in the past that there's actually a release schedule for more courses or sessions rather coming out over some period of time. Can you talk a bit about what that layout looks like? And I know, Raf, you've got some input on this too, because you're participating in doing a session as well.
Yep, absolutely. So on Thursday, they'll release the Cisco Live team. They'll release about 100, maybe 120 on-demand sessions, right? So there'll be a catalog that'll be released, and anybody who's signed up and registered for Cisco Live can get in and browse the catalog and watch whatever they want. And then that will they'll do that again in I believe in the July timeframe, and then at the end of August. So there'll be a few releases that they'll do in batches.
Okay, so we'll still end up by the end of summer, give or take. We'll still end up with mostly all the same quantity of content that we've had in past years that come out of Cisco Live. It's just released in a little bit more, like just over a period of time. Okay, and Raf, you're teaching a session, or at least one session, right?
Actually, I'm recording 2 sessions. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
So basically, as Jim mentioned, we are going to be releasing all the sessions on waves because we have so many that it's impossible for the team to be able to record all of them at the same time and then just release it. So we're going to be basically recording the session. There's a group that is actually being recorded already. There's another batch that's going to be released after Cisco Live. Then there will be another one in July, another one in August, and then I think one in early September. Yeah, so there's 4 waves of sessions that are going to be released. But yeah, I mean, all the sessions that were supposed to happen live in Vegas, they're going to be now being recorded. And I'm actually doing 2. I have one session on wave 2 and another one on wave 3. So that's
awesome. That's really cool. I would love to hear a bit about your sessions here in just a moment too. Since we've got about 22 people on the live stream with us, I'll take a quick pause and say thank you everyone who's watching this live. We really appreciate you being here with us. But we're also, just for the audience, we're actually here to help you guys. So, we've got a lot that we could talk about with the format, but if you have any questions, anyone in the audience has got any questions, we're happy to answer those live for you here, or they'll at least be in the comments for folks later. Because the whole point of this really is to give you an idea of what this week is looking like, how it is different, because it is quite a bit different than it's been in the past. So would love any questions you guys have. And Raf, apparently you're awesome. Not that we didn't know that already, but Raj said you're awesome. And as much as I love more hashtag-based comments, I would love any questions anybody has. So if you guys have questions out there, definitely chime in. Or if you have a question you're not sure everyone else might have about the event, just post it and we'll definitely answer it and talk through. So Rolf, to talk a bit about the session. So you've got some coming in waves. What else can you tell us about how the sessions are sort of formatted, and any other insight you want to give us about what the week is going to look like?
Yeah. So basically, as Jim mentioned, and you talked about it before, the week is going to be basically 2 days, live event happening, in real time. Out of all the sessions that were supposed to happen, live at Cisco Live Vegas, they just pick for each, a track. They just pick, the session with most attendees at the time of the registration. So basically, for enterprise networking, they pick the hottest session, right, and the hottest technology. Same for data center switching. Data center technology and cloud. Same for IoT. Same for security. Same for service provider. So basically, they each track each technology, they pick one of those sessions, and that's the one that is going to be live. That's why we only have 4 channels, and out of those 4 channels, the sessions that they pick are the one that are going to be happening in real time. And then, as we mentioned already, we're going to be releasing the rest of the session in waves. So there is a recording that already happened for those sessions. Each of the speakers should be doing those recordings with WebEx, and then send the recording link to the organizer of Cisco Live organizers, and then they will work on the format and all the things that they need to add to the session itself. Basically with the format that they're using to release it, all of them.
Gotcha. That makes a lot of sense. So you're essentially just creating this almost like a webinar, and then put it together to submit, which is kind of replacing the physical in-person session. That's good to know. Really good question from Bill Lulofs came up, and I'm glad we're talking about this. So how long will the content remain available for viewing after they're posted to CiscoLive.com? Is it going to be something that's just ephemeral and stay for a short period of time? Or is it, I guess that's probably, Bill, probably to your point, and clarify for me this too. Are you asking if it's both the stuff that's happening in the next 2 days that will be available? Will that be available long-term? Or is it just the stuff that is being posted next week and beyond? Let me know if that's what you're looking for.
I can answer that question on both directions. So basically, we post the sessions, the recording, also the live sessions are going to be recorded. We post it on the on-demand library, and they will be there for 5 years. So basically, a session that was presented like 5 years ago, it won't be there. So for example, I was looking for my session from 2013. It's not there anymore. Even the one from 2015 is not anymore there, because it already passed 5 years and is not there anymore. The only session that they keep probably for more than 5 years is going to be one session that was presented and was not updated. Like in 2000, let's say it was presented in 2015. It was not updated in 16 or 17. They will keep it for 1 or 2 more years, and then they will take it out. But that's how it works. It's going to be on the on-demand library. You will be able to download the PowerPoint presentation on PDF format, and you will be able to watch that recording as much as you want, right?
Yeah, that makes sense too, because especially, I think we can all imagine after 2 or 3 years, some of that content probably starts to lose some of its relevancy, or it's been refreshed into something new and probably isn't as helpful as it was back then. One other comment that came out, thanks Matt for chiming in on this. This is awesome. So Matt's an SE here at Cisco in the Bay Area, and I'm really glad he called this out. I should preface this by saying, in addition, for anyone watching who's not somebody who works at Cisco, something to know is that a lot of, like Rafa as an SE here at Cisco, a lot of the technical sellers and technical folks in the field have the opportunity to submit sessions and can present at Cisco Live along with a lot of other people, which is amazing. In addition to that, we have the opportunity from our perspective, customers, but really organizations to also participate in sessions. And it's huge because it really adds a ton of value by hearing directly from a person who works at an organization that has used these technologies. So this session, looks like DLB POS, adapting to increased demand in your network. Ed Vanderpool, he's one of the infrastructure managers at a healthcare chain here in California, I think on the West as well, but he's a veteran to doing these. So he's there. So we have a lot of customers that participate, I think from all of our regions in various capacities. There are on panels or host sessions, what have you. And I think it's really good because then you get to hear from people who are not just in the industry, they're at some organization. You can see how they actually use this technology. Thanks for calling that out, Matt. I really appreciate it. So Jim, any final notes from you? Any final notes before I get to my one other exciting piece for the week? Any final notes from you on sort of what people should be really looking forward to throughout the week? Maybe any tips on how to set their schedule up? I know it is a day before, but anything you want to provide on that?
Yeah, good point. You do have to be registered officially to be able to set your schedule, right? To build your schedule and then get access to the on-demand content. So that's really important to be registered. But the biggest piece of advice I can give to any customers that are watching is to get with your local SE or account manager to find out what's going on, right? A lot of teams have some good stuff planned. During the live broadcast over the next 2 days, get in a Teams room or just make sure they know you're out there and watching, because sometimes they're giving away stuff. They can let you know about other events that are going on around this. I know, Jeff, you've got a couple of cool events coming up this week and next. There's one-on-one sessions available. So if there's one thing you do, make sure you reach out to your SE and account manager.
That's a really good call. How about Raf? How about you? Anything else you want to chime in there? Like things people should really keep an eye out for throughout the week?
Yeah, I would say, if you are already registered and you selected your sessions, one good suggestion, make sure that you download the .ics file. Basically, you import that file with all your sessions to, your calendar, to
That's a good
Outlook.
call out. Yeah.
Yeah, so you now have on your calendar all the sessions that you're going to be attending, right? Watching the live stream. So you know what's coming next. In my case, I was like going to the website all the time and checking, okay, and like taking notes. And I was like, oh no, let me just download, the file and import all the sessions to my Outlook. So that's, suggestion number one. And number two, we talk about a live event, right? When we do this live on the venue, right, like Vegas, you will be asking those questions, directly to the expert that is presenting, right, from engineering, from sales, from marketing, from whatever. But now we're going to be also having panelists, people that really know the technology, answering questions in real time. So be proactive, participate during the sessions, and don't be shy, to ask. If you want to ask any question about something that you want to know about, ask the question, because they will have, a group of panelists that are going to be answering those questions during the live.
Really good. That's a really good point. And I think we've all heard this in school or other training we've been at, but likely if you've got a question and you're a person in the panel, someone else has got the same question or is thinking that too. Definitely ask, get these things answered. That's the point of this. One quick thing I'll share before we wrap up for the day is some of the other live streaming events that I've got going on, or we all have kind of going on through the week. Let me pull this up. So here's a few things. We've got a plethora of people from across the West that are helping out with these sessions. But, in addition to all the Cisco Live content that they're putting out, which definitely prioritize that, it's going to be a lot, those things are going to be amazing. Here's some live streams we'll be hosting over the next couple of days. And the point of these live streams is really giving opportunity, one, to watch something and then come on something like this, where myself and others will be on these live streams, and we'll just have a conversation about how the session went. You can ask us questions like you guys did today. Thank you again for joining and asking these questions. And it just gives us a chance to have a dialogue. So tomorrow morning, right after the keynote, and just a reminder for everybody, a little different this year, there's main keynotes on both days. So just know that. Tomorrow morning, there's a keynote, and about 10 minutes after that keynote wraps, myself, along with Paul, Kristen, and Mike, are going to get on and have a conversation about that, highlights what we learned, make it really interesting. Then also tomorrow, around 11:10 in the morning, myself and Mark Casper are going to jump on after one of the SecureX sessions. So anyone who wasn't aware, SecureX was released recently or announced recently by Cisco, and there's a lot of amazing things happening there. On Wednesday, we're going to be doing a multi-cloud live stream after that session. And then potentially on Friday, we're still going to be doing a post-event live stream. That one's actually up in the air a little bit right now, but more to come on that event. And then next week, we're going to do a more formal panel-style live stream with a few other people to do a real full wrap-up and really dive deep into all the topics from the event. So on that note, I want to say thank you guys so much for joining today. I really appreciate it. For everyone else out there, the live stream doesn't end here. It's going to be saved onto the YouTube channel. So if you have anybody else who wants to learn a bit more about the week, they can come back here to Baz Bites and watch this video at any time. And then we'll see you tomorrow on the keynote and the live streams. Thank you guys so much for joining. I really appreciate it.
Thanks for having us, Jeff.
All right. We'll see you guys later. Take it easy. I can find my wrap up here. And before I let everybody else go out of the live stream, I'll just say one last thing is keep an eye on here on the Baz Bites channel for more details. Hit the subscribe button if you'd like to keep up on notifications. That will give you the little notifications in YouTube whenever one of our streams comes out or our new videos gets out. We release a lot of other videos outside of Cisco Live, but we're going to be doing live streams all week with any new content. You can find it here. If you like this, you can like it, add more comments. It'll be available for you later. And with that, have an awesome afternoon, and we'll see you all at Cisco Live tomorrow.